Yo, what is good, guys? Yet again, another fun day in the markets. I made a ton of money today. My long positions were printing like crazy as we had some squeezing on SPY all across the indexes as we were breaking some critical levels. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about in today's video. I'm going to New York tonight, so I'm not sure how the video process is going to go with how long I'm in New York for, which is around 10 days. So I'm going to try and give you guys as much information as I can in this video. So unless I can't do videos or whatever, you guys can just kind of take a hold of it on your own and know what to expect and know what to do. So we're going to be talking about, of course, SPY, but I want to talk to you guys about the real estate market. I'm planning on shorting it soon, and I'll give you guys a little walk through that or what my plan is. And oil, some of my swing plays, like my Biotech ETF, which I took profits on today, and some phantom bars on the NASDAQ, and yeah, so make sure to watch this whole thing because I got some valuable information to give you guys. So make sure to show the video some love, give it a like and subscribe, and yeah, let's just hop into it. So to start, I'm just gonna show you guys that biotech ETF that I did mention in last video or two videos before that. But if you're in the Discord, we've been watching this thing since all the way back here, and we finally broke out of that range. We had that big resistance right here, and it's done nothing but just up. It's just been going up like crazy over the past few weeks, and I finally took some profits this morning. I cashed out of it completely at $9.61, so right around here, pretty close to the top. But yeah, I'm satisfied, 52%. And oil, that's what I'm going to show you guys next. Oil. So if you watched yesterday's video, I explicitly said I'm very bullish on it. I want to go long. I missed my entry. I thought there was more upside. And because, my criteria didn't get met completely, I couldn't get in even though I wanted to so badly. It was only a few dollars away from the target, which is extremely disappointing, but you gotta have that good risk management. So I got to watch it run without me, so that was a little sad to watch, but you can't get them all, I guess. So I'm watching this to hit that maybe the top level of this channel, and I'll see what it does around there. I'm not sure if it will get up there, but it does seem like it can for sure. I think it could do something like a pullback, hit this, maybe pull back and go through. So I mean, I'm just playing this as it goes because, I have no problem hopping in and out of these positions. So if it starts going the wrong way, I can just hop out and readjust to whatever it is. So that's it for oil. I think there's a little more upside. But my original target was this area, 102, which, let me put the lines back up. This is the area where I was aiming for, so potentially this could be the top before. I'll just put the lines up. So these are all my original lines that I drew like a few weeks ago, and you can see this is the area I was aiming for, right underneath this wave 1. So this could be the top of this move, but I don't think so, just because of the fact that we got above it and now we're kind of sitting on top of that level. So that's it for oil. If you're interested in it, the tickers to play it are UCO to go long and SCO to go short. So as you can see, massive gap down on SCO and massive gap up on UCO. So that's it for oil. I want to give you guys a quick update on Meta, which I took last week at 162. It's at 172 now. I think I bought on like this day or that day. But regardless, I'm up. So that position's doing well, as well as my long positions. Today I trimmed some and I hedged with the short position going into tomorrow. We have a jobs report tomorrow, which can definitely be a catalyst to move us even higher. Like the general markets, it can move us higher, or that could be a catalyst to give us a big retrace because I believe we did gap up this morning. I woke up late. I was with my friends last night. One of my friends is moving, so late night, rough morning, but let me see, do we gap down or up? I'm not sure, but regardless, I think we do get a retrace soon. And this is the trend line. This is an important trend line to be watching. If we are going to be going tomorrow, we have to go absolutely parabolic, because right now, today, and the previous days, we've been bouncing off of a very steep trend line. So in order to keep going up, you have to keep respecting this trend line, and this is a very steep trend line that will not hold forever. So I think there's a good chance. I'm not sure about tomorrow, because if you think about it, everyone thinks it's going to drop tomorrow, which makes sense, and I think it would make sense to drop too, because you have divergences, it's overbought, and it does make sense to drop tomorrow, but everyone's bearish, so I don't know. That's why I'm holding my long position still, but I trimmed it, I took some profits, as well as I hedged with the short position. So if it drops, I make money on that short position, and I'd likely continue holding the long position, and there's a possibility that we gap up tomorrow, and we have what's called an exhaustion gap. And I'll show you an example where you get this. I'll just show you. So this is what's called an exhaustion gap, where you have a huge move, and at the end of a move you get an exhaustion gap, and this area tends to trap a lot of people depending on which side it's on. Yeah, you get this gap up at the end of a move, and that's an exhaustion gap. So maybe we gap up tomorrow, and if we do gap up tomorrow, it's likely an exhaustion gap. So you know what that is. If we gap up, the scenario I'm thinking could happen is we gap up, trap a lot of people, and you get that big pullback to which I think could be this trend line, and that makes sense to me. You break this trend line at some point, and you cool off a little and find the previous support. So maybe that one, and if you break out of the big wedge, if we break out of this wedge, it's going to be painful to be shorting. And I've been saying that in my previous videos. Since we were in the low 370s, I said it's not the greatest idea to be shorting down here, because there's a ton of upside. I've been long for a while. I still have my shares from 365. I bought all the way back here when we went below that crucial trend line. This is where I bought, so almost at the bottom, not quite, but it's good enough for me. I'm not sure when I'll be cutting those shares, but I'll be playing accordingly. So I think there's still more upside, but it's a race against time here. In my last video, I kind of gave you what I thought the chart would look like, where we get going into the end of the month or whatever that is. You have a very big catalyst coming up. You have CPI next week, which I think is either going to send this sky high or the big drop starts happening. So it's going to be a tricky next few weeks. I don't know if I'm actually going to be holding positions around those catalysts, just because I have absolutely no clue what's going to happen. But one thing I was looking at today is the possible upside. And to be a good trader, you got to keep in mind of all the possibilities there are in the charts. And I see a possibility of SPY getting near 440. And I've been saying that for a while, and especially this whole area, but we have to break out of this thing. So it's like you keep going lower, so that price target I had previously gets lower because if you break out here, it's not that far to go to 450, but if you break out here, 450 is a lot farther away. So that price target gets lower as we go lower inside of this reversal pattern. So that's why you've seen me have higher price targets earlier, and they've been getting lower. So yeah, once we break out of this thing, I think we can go pretty high. And I've showed you in some previous videos how to measure out the measured move from a reversal pattern, and I'll show you an example actually. But you take the opening of the wedge to where it breaks out, that takes you to 440. And this is, I'll show you an example. Workday. This is one that I was watching last year, and I said, I think this thing is going to get obliterated. And these are lines I drew last year. Look where we are. We finally hit that line. That's the measured move, the opening of this wedge to where it breaks out from. And that's where we went. So do not be surprised if you get a crazy squeeze, which is called a melt up, where it's just a domino effect of all of these short positions just getting squeezed and people FOMOing in. And, RSI is not going to matter. That's what happened in March, which actually, this is another thing I want to show you. The RSI. Back here, you have what's called an RSI, a breakout on the RSI. Same thing as the charts. The RSI breaks out, you had this move. And that's something me and a friend in my Discord were watching very closely. Once it broke out, it flew. It went crazy. And we're kind of in that same situation right now. It might break out. You have the highest short interest on SPY since the last 2 years, so you have the fuel for it. The weekly is incredibly oversold. The MACD on the weekly's never been this low, so it has all of the factors it needs to do an enormous move to the upside. It's just those fundamental factors are in the way, especially CPI. So if it wants to get to 440, everything has to be perfect. CPI has to be good. Everything has to be perfect for that to happen. So don't be surprised if we get up there, but there's a lot of things that are stopping it, but all the factors are there for it to be possible. And the last thing I do want to talk about, or actually a few more things, I'm going to show you the real estate market ticker to short the real estate market that I'm interested in, DRV. I've been watching this since I was a senior in high school, and that opportunity finally looks like it might be here. This alone seems like it could be the start of a very bullish move, but it's just something I'm watching very closely because I've been watching it for a long time, and that opportunity might finally be here. So this is the ticker you want to be watching very closely if you want to short the real estate market. I think we're going to see some pain in the next few months, but you have mortgage rates falling. They fell the most today since 2006, so there's a lot of variables that are kind of going against this and in favor of it, but this is the one you want to be watching if you want to short the real estate market. And the last thing is phantom bars. There were a couple phantom bars on SQQQ and TQQQ right at close, which, if you're not familiar with these, they get hit pretty often. I've done a video on them, phantom bars and the algorithms and fractals. I recommend you go watch that if you want your mind to be blown. But yeah, phantom bars right at the end of the day. So SQQQ, when the NASDAQ goes down, this goes up. So this could be a sign that we get a drop tomorrow, the next few days, which I think is likely just because of how overextended we are in the short term. And yeah, TQQ, big phantom bar, 6%, so 6-7%, 8%, yikes. So that's just something to keep an eye out for. I really don't have anything else to say in this video. I think I've showed you everything I wanted to show you. Let me just look at the chart quick and give you guys a quick recap. So yeah, right now we're testing these big levels. Yesterday I said 383 is a big level, 385 is a big level. We got through that, and we're at this fib now. You have that trend line I put right here. So I think we're getting a pullback soon. I don't think it's going to be easy to know when it's going to happen, but I would expect one soon, and I do think we'd have a little more upside. I was aiming for the high 380s, up to the 400s. You broke 400, 415, 420, 430, but we're playing this accordingly, and yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Jobs report will be big, so that's something to look out for. Friday market open, and yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I have no clue how the video process in New York is gonna be, but I gave you everything I think you guys need to know, and yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave this video. So make sure to show it some love, give it a like and subscribe, so you always know what's coming next. And peace out, guys.